Hey y'all. So time management has been a theme this week, not for me, but for people that I'm like interacting with. And then I just saw a post that I put on my story a second ago about people trying to basically do too much in a day. So I just wanted to come on here while I eat my breakfast, lunch, my brunch, I guess, and just talk about some ways to maximize your time, because I feel like that's something that we can all improve on. Time management is something that I've been learning since I was like, I don't know, maybe a fifth grader or younger. So it's something that I've mastered, I think. And discipline is another thing. But we'll talk about time today. So the number one thing to look at is like, how are you spending your time? Like really, what's on your agenda? Do you have an agenda? Let's start there. Do you have a planner, or do you write something down on a piece of paper to help you guide through your day? Like, okay, I know that I say don't put more than 3 big things on your agenda. And if they're really big things, don't put more than 1, because it's overwhelming. And then what we tend to do is put a bunch of little stupid shit on our agenda to make us feel like we're doing something. It's like you go through the whole day, you look up, you're like, damn, I didn't really do none of the shit I was supposed to do, because you spent your time on the menial tasks, right? So that's the first thing, is looking at what is on my agenda. Is it actually important, or is it just busy work? Because we can be busy all day long but get nothing done. And the next thing, I gotta eat this food. I'm gonna let y'all chew on that. Really think about when you woke up this morning, or when you started your week. Did you have anything written down? Or even taking a step back, right? Have you ever written down your goals? Because from there, it's really easy to write down your tasks. If you don't write down your goals, even if they're in your head, like my goals have been in my head for years. But last night, I really took the time to write them down. Like my 30-day goals, my yearly goals, my 10-year goals, and my 5-year goals. And on top of just being able to see it every single day when I get up and when I'm meditating or whatever, it's like you spontaneously get these ideas. I say it comes from God, comes from source, or your intuition. Like, I need to be doing this today, or I need to focus my time on this, right? And you have to be obedient to that if you really want to accomplish your goals. So first step, write down your goals. Write down what you're supposed to be doing. The next thing you want to do is get an agenda. It doesn't have to be fancy. I like to have an actual agenda, because what it helps me do on the days where I feel like I haven't progressed or haven't done anything, it allows me to go back in time and see, like, you've actually done a lot. And just because you don't see it, or you may not feel it on a particular day because you may be feeling down, or you may be feeling exhausted or whatever, that just serves as encouragement for me. So that's just another like mind trick that I use to get myself to stay encouraged and to stay focused. So get an agenda. Please get an agenda. It's not a joke. It's a very real thing, and it's definitely helpful for organization. The next thing you want to do once you write down your task, you don't necessarily have to write them down in any particular order, but after you write them down, you say, okay, what's the one thing on this list that's going to move me forward fastest? And from there, you label that 1, and then 2, and then 3. Don't put more than 3 things on your list. Just please don't do it. If it's something like, okay, let's say, I'll use my example, because I'll let y'all be in my business, because what? I ain't got shit to hide. But basically, I'm starting my coaching business, right? And so I'm learning to lay the framework for the business, and I'm studying from a particular source. So one thing on my agenda is, okay, watch the YouTube videos, take notes, and apply it. The other thing is like study some other shit. And then the last thing is some random shit, right? So coaching, that's my priority right now, is building up my business on top of being a nurse. So making sure like I pay my bills and all this shit, right? So coaching, that's studying, that's number 1 today. And then number 2 and number 3. And it's okay if you get 1 and 2 done and number 3 doesn't get done. It is okay. Give yourself that grace. But this allows you to prioritize. And then eventually you'll be so quick with it naturally. You'll be like, okay, it wouldn't make sense for me to do this when I really need this to happen now. So then you go and you act accordingly. The next thing you want to do after you number the task is execute. So one thing that I do is I set a timer. I go 45 minutes on, 15 minutes off. So it may look like I play around a lot in my life, because I do, because that is a part of my work, is making sure that I feel good, because as a wellness coach and as a nurse, if you are not taking care of yourself or pouring into yourself, there's no way you can effectively serve who you're supposed to be serving. I'm taking another bite. I decided to do this while I'm eating to save time. So if you're one of those people who don't like mukbangs, or you feel disgusted by people who talk and eat, this ain't for you. And speaking of writing shit down, I hope that y'all take some notes, because this really helps you move forward faster. Because oftentimes we feel like we've been working on shit, but really you haven't done anything. Like, you've been running in circles. And then you look up and you wonder why you're not where you thought you were going to be. Which is a whole other thing. Because in reality, we're exactly where we're supposed to be. Like, if you were supposed to have that thing by now, if you were supposed to be with that person, if you were supposed to be in that particular place, you surely would be. Because Source makes no mistakes. It's just about us surrendering to what really is, and not being so rigid and attached to what we want shit to be, right? So then moving on. After you set your timer, you do 45 minutes on, 15 minutes off. During the 15 minutes, you can go outside. I always say go outside, stretch, walk around, play some music, dance, do something that makes you feel good to recharge you, because during that 45 minutes of like straight focus, your mind can get exhausted. Another thing, make sure you're eating the right kind of stuff, because this helps your productivity too. But yeah, make sure that on your 15-minute breaks, you're doing shit that is recharging you, that's helping you kind of release and detach. During your 15 minutes, do not think about what you're going to be doing come the next 15 minutes, or what you're supposed to be doing tomorrow. Just be in the moment, knowing that this is part of productivity. Presence is the ultimate way to be productive, because when you're present, you're focused all your energy on what's in front of you, right? Even if that's on taking a break, it's like you're out of your head for a minute. And so when you get back at your next 45-minute mark, you're ready, you're fresh, like you just woke up again, right? So that's the other thing that I do. And then at the end of the day, this isn't going to be a very long live, because it's very straightforward. It's either you managing your time properly or you're not, right? So at the end of each day, look at your task and ask yourself, what could I do better? And this didn't come from Brian Tracy, but that was mentioned on my workout this morning, but came from somebody else a long time ago. But basically assessing at the end of your day, what did I do great? What can I do better tomorrow to allow me to maximize my time even better? Because although time is an illusion, we all live on a clock, because we live in existence of humanity, right? So we have to be mindful of the way we're using our clock time. And that's the way to assess it, so that you're not wasting any more time. Another thing, we talk about time, we're going to talk about energy. Are you expending your energy toward your goals or toward frivolous things? Is it toward relationship issues, or friendship drama, or family drama, or just plain old bullshit? Or are you putting your energy really toward what you say you want to manifest? And manifesting is doing the work. It's not just praying, visualizing, talking to the universe all nice. It's doing the work, because that's where the luck can meet you, is the place where you're prepared to be. Once you arrive there, the opportunity is going to meet you. And it happens without fail every single time. But a lot of us think that we're preparing ourselves, when really, like I said, we're wasting time. And another thing, wasting time is so terrible to do for yourself, because it also impacts your relationships. So when deadlines come up and all of a sudden, I got to hurry up and get this shit done, you have to drop everything else in your life, and it gets neglected, right? Your relationships are going to suffer. Your home life is going to suffer. Your hobbies are going to suffer. Your wellness is going to suffer, because you've thrown everything out of balance for this one thing that you could have been working on when you first found out it was due. You know what I'm saying? So you can't blame anybody or be angry at people for reacting the way they act when you have to drop them and run, or when you completely neglect them because of some shit that you're not doing correctly, right? So it's just about being real and realizing, do I value my time and do I value the people in my life enough to manage my time in a way that allows me to work toward my goals and also manage my relationships in a healthy way? Because we need both. You can't just be a workaholic. You have to be seeking balance. I don't ever believe that you can achieve the balance, but seek balance in all areas of your life in order to be happy, really be at peace, and to be effective. So, let's see, am I missing anything? I'm really ready to finish this food and get back to work. But no, stick to the script, basically. Just stick to the fucking script. You know what you're supposed to do. Rewatch this live. Go through the steps with yourself when you have some time and make shit happen. Decide that you want to stop running in circles. Decide that you want better relationships. Decide that you actually want to see your dreams manifest and just do the work. Quit wasting time and then crying about you don't have time. We all get the same 24. I tell myself that you got the same 24 hours that Oprah had. What are you going to do with it? You can't blame anybody for where you are, for what your relationships are. You have to look in the mirror and ask yourself, what have I been doing wrong? Because when you really want change, you have to do something different. You know the definition of insanity. I'm not even going to say it, right? Do it differently. That's the only way you get a different outcome. So I hope you were taking notes. I'm about to finish this food and get back to managing my time and maximizing my time. But I just wanted to pop on here real quick because it's a very real thing. And I know that I'm a dream chaser, a dream manifester, and I know that a lot of y'all follow me. And so I like to share these types of things because this is what truly helps us live well. Yes, Live Well Coaching is still open to coaching client consultations in my link tree, the link in my bio. It's a little sheet you'll fill out. It's not necessarily fitness focused. It's really, fitness is the last thing I'm going to focus on. It's focused on mind, body, spirit alignment to get you to where you see your future being, right? We're not focused on the past. We're going to have to deal a little bit in that because that played a big part in who we are today, or plays a big part in who we are today. But coaching is focused on future. What do I want my life to look like? What do I want my body to feel like, right? What do I want my relationships to look like? So if you need some help with those transformations and you're actually ready to do the work, fill out a consultation glow sheet and I'll reach out to you directly. Have a lovely Wednesday and go get the fucking agenda, buddy. Love y'all. Peace.